Rourke is with SanDisk, and he doesn't have a set of slides. He's going to come up here and introduce himself, talk about a little bit what you've been doing the past few years. Some of the history up here earlier looked a lot like yours. So I yield to you. Thanks.
So hi, my name is Rourke Hillerman. Previous to SanDisk, I was actually the chief storage architect for eBay PayPal prior to divestiture. Interesting on Shutterfly's presentation at eBay, my first job at eBay was actually managing the eBay picture services, about 18 petabytes worth of pictures back in 2011. Interesting enough, my position at eBay as a distinguished engineer allowed me to go into Hadoop, help them create a tiered Hadoop infrastructure. eBay, at the time I was there, was in the 200 to 300 petabytes of Hadoop at the time, of which almost 100 petabytes were very cold, accessed probably in the last 9 months or so. And keeping it on a active analytics tier was very painful. So moving them to a tiering solution, which they've actually resubmitted back into the community for Hadoop, was one of the other areas I managed. But fundamentally, I was hired at eBay to change the perception of eBay from an aging dinosaur of storage to cutting edge. And when I left 2 years ago, eBay at the time won the Flash Memory Summit Award for innovation. So I thought that was a nice crowning achievement for what I was hired for. So now why I'm up here is that SanDisk just announced about a year ago a product called Infini Flash. And what we initially thought it would be for was for active archive and for analytics, for big data analytics. What we've actually seen, especially in areas where power is a premium and density is key, APAC, areas where a very heavy surgery on the top of a high-rise is actually frowned upon, and having 100 pounds worth of flash that is half a petabyte running at 300 watts active with idle, if you're not touching it, of idling in about 100 watts, and that's keeping the consistency of data. You could literally have 6 to 8 petabytes in a rack using less than a kilowatt of power if it's not being accessed. And when you actually use it, you're probably only running in about 3 kilowatts. And so with those types of stats, we've actually started looking at active archive solutions, and we've actually had a lot of interest in cloud and in big data areas where a lot of people are looking at it as a front end to an active archive and then tiering down to extremely low cost SMR-based or other dense disk. So in my discussions tomorrow, which I'll go into more detail, will be the reasons behind this transition is happening, and the fact that Flash, as you saw with the Seagate discussion, 32 terabytes of spinning media is an interesting number. Today, SanDisk can easily hit greater than 16 terabytes if we wanted to. With our Infini Flash, we broke out of a 2.5-inch mold and went into a flash card model for that specific reason. The issue is customers are still concerned about the density of data, and it really is the remediation aspect of on failures. How long does it take to literally repair about 8 petabytes of flash on a rack level failure? But a lot of those topics I will handle tomorrow, and pretty much for long-term storage, disk and potentially flash, as the next couple of years, you'll see significant transition in cost as the technologies and lithographies increase and become more aggressive. Thank you.